3 training sessions to go, I guess, before the game on Monday, so difficult to give too much in terms of team news, but we saw Esri out there again. I guess he's having 5 or 6 days training. Are you available to be involved on Monday?
Yeah, he's available. He's been training really well, and he will be available for selection.
So making his Arsenal debut, it would seem potentially against a team that sold him. Tell us about the deal. It seems to be quite a straightforward deal. The deal seems to be quite a straightforward, easy deal to do.
Well, I don't get involved in the deals. We get involved in identifying the players and the talent that we believe are going to make us better. But yeah, at the end, when a club sells a player, a club buys a player, is because everybody's happy with the outcome.
What I mean, I guess, is there have been no difficulties in terms of there's no reason why the player should get anything but a good reaction from the Villa crowd.
Well, I hope so. I don't know, and I'm sure that Esri will think the same way for what he's done for the club, but obviously this is not down to us.
Still no Bruno Guimaraes out there. Is this slight groin problem turning out to be a bit more than you first thought?
No, we just managed the last few days with him. He's out on the pitch. He's been doing training sessions, but we need to manage a lot to get to Monday in the best possible condition to be able to get selected.
Is potentially available for Monday?
Yes, potentially available, yeah.
I didn't see my terrible eyes, and without my glasses, because I was doing the light. I didn't see Gabby Jesus out there training today. Is that right?
Yeah.
Anything to do with his future?
Well, it's something to do with the numbers that we have in the squad at the moment and the way we're managing that kind of situation individually with all the players that they have some personal situations.
By personal situations, do you mean that you potentially could be leaving the club?
Personal situations, whatever they are, I think it's clear.
And another Gabby at Martinelli was training, but Inspector Clouseau here, with his glasses on, saw him leave well ahead of all the other players. He started training about 11 o'clock. He left at 12:20 in a bit of a hurry. Any idea where he's heading?
Again, that's another personal situation that we are dealing. I think everybody knows and recognizes how much we love Gavi. And yeah, whatever the outcome is, it will be because everybody agrees to that.
You spoke last week about the difficulty of having a conversation with players that you love, players that you've worked with. Were these two of the players you've had that conversation with?
Yes, for sure. There are those conversations, and those conversations go both ways. But I'm very satisfied how this conversation went, because I know what is in each other's hearts, and the words that they come through in that conversation make me really happy. But it's inevitable that at some point you need to have certain discussions and say certain things that sometimes are tough.
How many conversations with Julian Alvarez gone?
Don't go there.
It's a player you know well. Obviously, Andreas signed him as well for Athletic. Could that be a part of the whole scenario?
You know, I'm not going to make any comment with any player that is not with us.
Generally speaking, though, moving on, last question about transfers. Only one more press conference to go before the transfer deadline, by the way, after this. But just generally speaking, when you sign a player, we know that you need that player to be all in. They've got to want with their heart and their mind, publicly and privately, to want to join Arsenal. Is that always going to be the case?
Publicly, I never asked them. I think it's more privately to get the feeling that they feel something unique, an attachment, a feeling that they really want to join us, and they have that desire to come and be part of our family.
And just finally, on transfers, I'm not even going to ask you about Villa. We'll be surprised to hear. Ethan Ranieri, probably his future is way unknown. Any news on where he's headed?
No news on that.
Thanks, Mikel.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary. We'll go to Anita from the Premier League.
Hi, Mikel.
Hello.
Lovely to see you. I wanted to just pick up on Julian Alvarez there, just given what was being said in the Spanish press. Do you watch El Chiringuito de Buenos Aires? Are you familiar with it at all?
I am familiar, but I don't watch it, no.
Okay, so one of their main journalists, Josep Pedrerol, said that you'd made a call and he didn't answer that call. Is there any truth in that at all?
You know, I'm not going to make any comments about what he says publicly, because if not, I would think I would be having a different job.
And then in terms of the team news then, ahead of of this game. Any more progression with the likes of Julian Timber or William Saliba?
Juran is progressing really well. Let's see how he ends up this week. It's the third week in a row that he's been outside, and we have increased his load. So he's in the right trajectory. If everything goes well, I think next week we can step it up again. Willie, obviously, he's in a much conservative load management right now, so that's going to take a while.
You're in such a privileged position to have what feels like 2 players per position on the pitch. Could you maybe talk us through the decision-making that you went through when it came to the changes in that first game out against Coventry, as we didn't see Gyökeres make the game at all?
Well, for different reasons. Some of them were physical, some of them because some players, they cannot last still 90 minutes. We didn't want to expose them. And others are tactical or a feeling that you have throughout the game. That's it.
And just finally, Monday against Unai Emery, he's had a tough start to the season. How much do you feel for him, given the number of outgoings and uncertainty? I know many managers are looking for the window to be closed ASAP.
Oh, well, he's one of the most experienced managers in the league and one of the most successful, without a question of a doubt. So look what they did last year, how they finished it, and the incredible season that they had. So it's just a game, and that's it. And I'm sure he will turn it around.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Alex, BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
With players moving on, obviously it's a difficult time sometimes. So how do you go about having those conversations? Is there a certain time you do it or a certain way you do it, particularly when there's emotions involved from both sides?
I mean, try to be as clear and as transparent as possible, you know, and try to deliver the message as it is, and they know from what place that message is coming. So, yeah, if I give in a player through 6 years, 500 great messages, and one day I have to give him a message that maybe is not that good, I think the proportion is quite good. So I expect that they value that, like the things that they've done for the club or for myself. If it's 499 to 1, certainly that one is going to bear so little in the way I feel about a player.
Matt from the Standard.
Hi, Mikel. You've spoken, as we touched on there, about it being essential that players want to be here and Arsenal's the destination for them. Is there a temptation, I guess, with the really elite players that you think, whatever the context, whatever's going on, it's almost worth convincing them, worth doing whatever it takes?
Convincing, I don't know if it's the word, obviously explaining what we are doing, how we expect that player to fit in within our club and our way of playing, his role in the team. That's certainly the case. I think everybody, and those players normally they don't come by themselves. They come with a team, whether it's a family, with people that works with them. So I think that whole ecosystem of the player, I think, has to be understood, and I think everybody around it as well has to feel that it's the right thing to do.
And is it frustrating, I guess, sometimes when almost the club's plans might have to be on hold while you wait for situations to develop elsewhere?
No, I mean, we haven't had situations like this really. Then after you can do a deal or you cannot do a deal, but I think we are really privileged that players really want to come to Arsenal.
James, CBS.
Hi, Mikel. We think the Gabby Martinelli deal may be done before we'll speak to you again on Monday. He's someone that's been with you right the way through. I think only him and Bukayo have been here since you arrived. When you had that conversation with him, could you maybe reflect on your feelings and your experience of being with him?
Gabby is an Arsenal player, and that's it. I don't think I should make any more comments about that. I understand the question, but it's not the moment to do it.
Chris James from ESPN.
Just one on Concert. Obviously, sort of strange quirk of fate that his debut might be against his former club. Did you have any sort of doubts throwing him into a game like that because it is at his former club? Is that a factor at all?
No, well, if I see something different on the player, maybe I question that. The way I see Nesri since day one, knowing his personality really well that I know, with all the feedback that I got from all the people that has worked with him, that's nothing that concerns me there.
And you're obviously facing a very different Aston Villa side. They've sold quite a few players, and part of that seems to be compliance with the financial rules. Just generally speaking, I just wondered what you make of those financial rules. Do you think generally they're a good thing for the league?
Well, I prefer not to get in that territory. I think I have enough things around me to get into that because it's quite complex, and I think there are people that are much more prepared and detailed than I am to comment on those.
And just finally, just on the market, obviously you've been linked with a striker whose name's been mentioned how do you manage that with the strikers that you currently have? Do they have to sort of accept that part of life?
Very simple. Whatever you read, if you have a question, come and knock on my door and I will tell you whether it is true or not. Because if, I don't know, in any position, if they read it, we put now the catalogue in all these walls about all the players that we wanted in the last 3 months, I think we need the whole building to put it on. So I think they know that there's so much speculation with a lot of players. If ever they feel the doubt of what we think of them and if we're going to recruit a player, I tell them straight away.
Have any of them done that?
No.
Still 4 days.
Normally I do it. So we're going to sign somebody in their position, I normally tell them that these are the plans and these are the reasons why we have the plans. We still believe the same in you, but the competition is going to increase. I prefer to do it that way.
Eduardo from the Athletics here.
Hi, Mikel. I know specific names have been mentioned in terms of the transfer window, but if you're able to summarise, like, how are you looking to strengthen before the window ends? What business are you looking to get done in the last few days?
Can we do that when we close the window here? Because it's not closed yet.
Thanks a lot. Phil from PA.
I suppose just following on from that, would you be satisfied if you didn't bring any other players if the window closes and no more additions come in?
Today I'm satisfied, and I hope that when it closes, I am even more satisfied because I will be even more convinced the team has got a great performance against Villa and win the game, and we are in the best possible scenario.
It's a question you've probably been asked in previous seasons, but when you do look around the squad in the dressing room, do you think it's the best squad that you've had since you've been at Arsenal?
It's the best squad that we have, or we believe that we could have right now, and that's it. And it's not the best squad that we're going to have in a month's time, because hopefully the players will improve, the team will improve, and we will be better.
Okay, we did the last two in the ASLI. Firstly, bench views.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
The first opening two fixtures have been 2-3-0 win for the Community Shield and obviously last week. But as defending champions now, do you feel like teams are going to look at you differently, like similar way to how Pep's team were looked at Man City?
I don't know how teams are going to behave. I think we need to understand really well what we want. I think we are very clear in the way we want to approach every single game, and then go day by day to prove that we belong where we are.
Okay, and finally in the ASLI, we've got to Harry from BBC London.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
It seems like there could be some more departures in terms of players leaving in the attacking areas of the pitch. Does that change your opinion on maybe where Eberechi Eze will fit into the picture with Odegaard back, Marino back? Is there a scope to see him maybe play from the wider areas a little bit more often?
Well, the great thing that we have in the team is that a lot of players have a huge versatility to play and occupy different spaces. Epps is one of them. He's played as a left winger, as a left attacking midfielder, right attacking midfielder, and he can deliver the role in a great way in those positions. So yeah, we will see changes, and in relation to the opponent, to the relationship that we have in the team, players play in different positions. It's going to be needed, and I think it's a real asset that we had in the team.
And I know there's a lot of talk about potential attacking players coming in, but just how much of a factor is the fact that you've got Martin Odegaard, Mikel Marino, Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka, all looking fit again in your thinking? Does that reduce the need, in your opinion, to bring in another attacker?
I think it's a natural reaction because we always want more, But and looks like if we sign somebody else, but I mean we already have a lot of great players here in the building. We are always looking to strengthen and be better and have qualities that we don't have in the squad. But the main name, as I always said, is focus on the one that we have, that they are so good.
Thank you.